Hello all, Chad here from Day Trading Forex Live. I just wanted to make this quick video for you guys. Go ahead and go over my trades from Friday during non-farm. I took a short on the pound yen first, pound dollar second, and we'll get to the charts here. First we'll go over the pound yen because that's one I took first, and this one was actually based on the news and what I know about non-farm and the release and whatnot. It's one of those things where the jobs numbers came out as expected. As we know, the unemployment rate came out much better than expected, which caused this push to the upside. Now for me, I know that the news is, or the recovery is not going to be actually happening without some jobs being created, and there's only one of two reasons that that the unemployment figures could have been that good, and one being, of which I thought at the time was pretty much the case, that we have people actually running out of benefits rather than actually creating jobs, because the jobs numbers have been so dismal for the last several months that there's not very many jobs being created at this point. However, there was the fact that there was quite a few actually part-time jobs created, and this could have been somewhat of the effect that made the unemployment rate go down that much, but I suspected it was more so because of the people running out of benefits. So all I did was wait for price to slow down. Once it made the up thrust, this is a pretty clear up thrust with that high volume, nice close right at its highs, but I didn't quite believe it. And as I'm looking at all the yen crosses, dollar yen, euro yen did the same thing with this up thrust move, but then they all start slowing down substantially. So all I did was, at this point, once this first 15-minute candle closed, took the trade on this one here, but what I did was popped over to the 5-minute, and once I saw that the 5-minute was slowing down enough to possibly turn, I took it after the close of the first 5-minute pin bar, which was 5 minutes into this candle. Let it give me a little bit of price improvement, probably 2 or 3 pips, and then took the short. Trade does go about 14 pips against me, so I was sweating it a little bit there, but once this next 15-minute candle closed, I knew I had it right, that they're not going to try to make the push a bit much higher. And then boom, we start getting some shifting to the downside. Let me see, got my stop to break even on this candle here, and then watched it for a while before I went to bed over at this time over in here. That's pretty much it. Once I got my stop to break even, I just set the take profit at the support breakout, what should be breakout support level here. Chances are it's going to reach that level, but might actually chop around and pull back up at that point, depending on the conviction of the market. And as you can see, it ended up running off a little bit further down. Good old Daniel, my buddy, he was talking to me on Skype, and he took this trade too, and he said his take profit at 80 pips, and he got the full 80, so good job, buddy. But let's go over to the pound, and we'll run through that really quick. As you can see here, the pound, it had the same potential upthrust candle here, but for those of you guys that have been waiting for the volume spread analysis video, I'm getting at that, but I'm going to go over something really quick right here that shows you what we're thinking. And actually, this is the candle that I took it on, because there's my price right there at 162.11. But anyway, what I'm thinking of here is, I wasn't really watching this pair because it hadn't really made a decent move. But as I'm seeing it come back up here, I'm looking at the volume and what's going on throughout this whole background area, starting from this potential upthrust. Okay, but the fact of it is with that big of a wick, all right, an upthrust to me has to be closing on its highs. That shows a true conviction in the direction of the market. Plus we have the news that's, you know, kind of fake, or, you know, I would say BS at that point in time. But that wick shows that it's got potential to actually be a false manipulation move as far as being a fake upthrust candle. All right. Now once we start looking at the effort versus what we get for results, the effort being the potential upthrust. All right. The result was some selling, with closing as an indecision candle. Nice little doji, or whatever you guys want to call that. But then what happens in the next half hour is we get a pin bar to the high. Not a real great pin bar. I like to see him close a little bit lower than that, but what happens right after that is it gives not only that pin, but a set of reversal legs. Okay, now true, the set of reversal legs they're better if they don't have the pins like this. But if the pins are on the right side of the context of the market, in this case to the upside, then I think this qualifies. Okay, so that's all I did. Was once it had the pin, reversal legs both in one scenario, waited for the pullback as it's pulling up to the high to get it. All right, now what's going on throughout this area in volume terms is once we see that we're getting the pin, we're getting some what we call trapping formations. Okay, we get this set of reversal legs out of context that's showing that it's got potential to go up. All right, so here we go, and it's thinking it's gonna, you know, possibly actually make a new high. All right, but what happens right after that candle? You see this candle right there. Look at the volume down here on this candle. Okay, this is what we call a no demand candle. All right, it's not the greatest one. The close is not the greatest. I like them to close a bit closer to the middle of the candle, but it's still got the smaller spread, and it's got less volume than the last 6 candles. Okay, you see that right there? Boom. 6 candles before it have higher volume. So it's telling us that there's not real much interest in that particular direction of push. So what we have here is a false upthrust, then set of reversal legs. Now this isn't volume spread analysis, but this is definitely trap move, and it agrees with the direction. All right, then we get the no demand, and boom, I just waited for it to come up and give me a really good entry. Once it cleared above the bodies of these candles, that was good enough. And the market, let's move this line. Market goes 3 pips against me before it moves off right away. Within the next 45 minutes, I got my stop to break even, and you know, fixing to go to bed within the next half hour to an hour or so. Once that happens, once I get my stop to break even, start thinking about leaving the market, I set my take profit down here just above the 200 hourly EMA right there at 161.60, and woke up Saturday morning to a nice 50 pips here. I think it was 51 on this one. Yep, and 56 on the pound yen. So pretty good end to the week. And that's pretty much about it, guys. If you guys want to see more videos, get some more free education on how to track the banks, you can check us out over at Day Trading Forex Live, and we will see you there. Oh, and just so you guys don't have to go back and take a peek at those orders, here they are. 15.49 is time on the pound yen. Oh, about an hour, a little less than 2 hours later, pound dollar, short on that one. And there you go. Take care, guys, and we'll see you at the site.